Hey, what's up? Ryan Sansucci, Hardline Fit, hardlinefit.com. Just gonna go over the kettlebell swing, both the Russian and the American swing. Even before I pick up the kettlebell, there's a few things that I just want to kind of discuss about the lift. The first thing you see, especially when guys get tired, girls get tired, people get tired during Metcons, is they start pushing their pelvis forward like this. And this is my opinion. People can fight me on it. I just feel like if you take anything and bind it back and forth in the wrong direction, stuff's going to bust eventually. And I've heard a lot of people throughout the years doing the PT and working with injured athletes of just developing chronic back pain through bad positioning, whether it's kettlebell swings or squatting wrong or deadlifting wrong. And I can't stress enough that this motion has one useful use, and it's not kettlebell swinging. So what I tell people is that it's an upright hip drive. It's not a drive your hips forward. This position puts your lumbar super overextended, puts your hips in a weak position. It definitely takes your sacrum and L4, L5 and just kind of jacks it up. It's really hard to engage proper abdomen control in your abdomen when you're pushing yourself forward like that. So when you start swinging a kettlebell, if you're a coach, make sure you don't let your emotions get in the way when people start getting out of position with movements. And when you start seeing that person who's super smoked, when you're recruiting the wrong muscles in a lift like the kettlebell swing, it doesn't do you any good. You're just staying metabolic for the point of getting your name on the board during the day and risking injury over such a simple movement. So I feel like it's important to make sure that your athletes know that it's not a full squat, that's for sure, and it's not like a dirty dry hump to the air. You want to be smart with your movements. So the way I tell people is always, pick the kettlebell up with that flat back deadlift position, and then just like you would with a push jerk or a push press, you don't need this massive dip. It's just a small dip, very upright pelvic push. It's just a drive with the hips. Glutes fire tight, quads fire tight, abs are tight, back erectors are tight. Everything's going tight, and we're trying to explode everything upward and not forward. I just can't even tell you. I'd say, man, when I visit boxes in different places, I get skeeved out on the amount of bad kettlebell swinging that you see. Some people that I would definitely check out who are very good kettlebell instructors are Jeff Martone and Anthony from Art of Strength. Those guys are they're dialed in on what they do, and I think those are good resources to reach out to. There's a lot of people just doing all sorts of terrible things with kettlebells these days. So we're going to pick the kettlebell up, and we're going to go to the Russian swing, which is bringing the bell to the front of the chest. Light dip. It's just going to be, we're here. Arms are like straps, just holding on to the bell, keeping my lower back straight. Glutes are firing super tight. My quads are tight. And that's the position that we want to be in. We want to have the shoulders set back and activated, but we're not fighting it with our arms. So guys, when you learn kettlebell swings, women are the best because they understand using hips, they take instruction well. Guys are yeah, they just start forcing it up. You certainly don't want to do that. It's really allowing the hips and the core of your body to create the power, and then, just letting the arms go for the ride. Bringing that bell level with the chest, everything's set back, super tight. Next is the American kettlebell swing. It seems like the Russian swing is like a lost art, and people are using it less. I feel like it certainly has its time and place. Everyone's always going overhead. That's a harder position to keep safe for longer periods of time. So, depending on your athletes, if you're working with beginners, why not program 2 rounds American, 2 rounds Russian, so people are getting tired. They're at least recruiting the right muscles, and they're not hiking shoulders or, driving tissue forward and using, just bad positions. So, the American swing, same thing. We're going to go into that light dip. We're going overhead. Now here, I gotta fight because of my back injuries that I've had from car crashes and motorcycles and snowboards and skateboards and all that stuff. I have to really focus on driving my abdomen tight and making sure my pelvis stays underneath me, because it's not a shoulder flexibility thing for me. I've got pretty flexible shoulders. I can't, because I've got, some people don't know, like I have like 9 bad discs and some vertebrae that are missing tissue on them, just burst hairs. So I have to be careful what I do, and when I get out of position, I really feel that problem. So with the kettlebell swing, I know you think this would be like a quick little video, but I just want to make sure that people understand that when they're doing this movement, sometimes you're at boxes that'll program like 25, 50 swings per round on a 5-round workout or something. So not only is it going to beat up your hands, but you want to make sure that you're doing it in an optimal position, not getting hurt. So again, when we're in that overhead position, we want to make sure that we're locking out our shoulder tissue, that no rep mark. You know, you want to make sure the bicep is here, not here. Some comps will allow you to go kind of with that bent position like this. This is probably the fastest way to do an American kettlebell swing. Doesn't always fly at some competitions. It's not, if you're just training to stay healthy, then don't worry about it. So those are some of the things I can tell you, is that make sure glutes are fired tight, abs are tight, pelvis is always coming up and not forward. And keeping the shoulders locked. You start going to that American swing, really lock in that shoulder girdle, protect it as much as you can, and that would be your Russian and American kettlebell swing. So thanks for your time. If you have any questions, shoot us an email, info@hardlinefit.com. Thanks.